Hello, welcome to Small Group 4. I'm Katia Jones.
I am Corolla Rios.
I'm Brittany Ketchum.
I'm Jessica Foley.
And I am Melanie Barner. Today we will be covering two role-playing scenarios followed by a brief group discussion.
Our first scenario will demonstrate conflict between three employees, one having a disability, and a supervisor who demands fast-paced productivity at any cost. The other two employees are hurt by the way the supervisor treats their coworker who has a disability. They want to help but do not know how. A social worker will be brought in to conduct the common ground technique among employees in order to present their issues regarding the unconducive working environment. During this scenario, each member of the group will be heard and allowed to express their true feelings without being interrupted.
I will be playing the social worker.
I will be playing a supervisor.
I will be playing the employee with a disability.
I'll also be playing an employee.
And I will also be playing an employee.
Our second scenario will then demonstrate a similar situation where three seasoned employees have struggled under the leadership of a new general manager. The new GM has only been in her position for 6 months now and feels as if she has a lot to prove. A social worker is brought in to teach the concept of nonviolent communication in order to discuss their issues regarding her leadership style. The use of nonviolent communication during this scenario allows group members to use nonviolent words and expressions to communicate with each other and connect on an empathetic level.
During scenario 2, I will be playing the social worker.
I will be playing the general manager.
I will be playing employee number 1, and I have been with the company for 5 years.
I will be playing employee number 2, and I have been working with the company for 10 years.
I will be playing employee number 3, and I have been with the company for 2 years.
Throughout both scenarios, group dynamics are evident and authoritative leadership styles are tested. Hopefully by the end of our role plays and group discussion, our audience will be able to fully understand the concept of common ground technique and nonviolent communication. Each scenario should give examples on how to resolve conflict within the workplace where everyone feels heard, or an intervention used through nonviolent communication to empathize and build working relationships.
So now introducing scenario number 2, which is common ground technique. Katia is an individual with disabilities. Katia has been working with her company for 3 years. Her supervisor makes comments towards her that makes her feel demeaned. Brittany and Melanie also work for the company and have been impacted by the negativity between Katia and Corolla. Corolla demands efficiency and work done at fast pace from all of her employees. Katia reached out to her social worker, Jessica, through her employment agency to assist her with communicating her concerns to her supervisor. So now we will begin.
Hello, everyone. We are meeting today to talk about problem resolution. We are not going to resolve the issue, but have each of you listen to the other person and move forward. Please don't talk over each other and give each other respect. Please use positive and respectful language. You are not trying to build an argument. Your job is to listen and paraphrase back to the person what is being said to you. Corolla, can you please start by talking about your expectations from work?
I expect all my employees to be prompt. I want them all to do all the assigned work as soon as possible and done well. I want everyone to follow the rules and get along.
Okay, Katia, what can you tell me what Corolla just said?
She wants her employees to be on time and do all of their work fast. She also needs to follow the rules.
Can you tell me about what you think Corolla's expectations are?
She expects perfection. There's times I need additional time to complete some of the tasks she asks of me, but she is more worried about the task being done quickly.
Okay, Corolla, can you tell me what Katia is saying?
I think she's saying that she needs additional time to complete some of the tasks given to her.
Katia, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, who wants to go next?
I can go.
Proceed.
There is a lot of tension between everyone at the job because we know what the expectations are, but we also know that Katia needs some time to be able to complete some of the assignments. This makes us uncomfortable because we want to help out.
Okay, so you feel that the workplace is tense because you know that Katia needs more time, but because of my expectations, she does not have that.
That's correct.
Sometimes you speak to Katia in a derogatory manner when you don't think she is doing the work fast enough.
So I speak to Katia in a negative manner when I want her to work faster?
Yes.
Okay, so how about now we talk about ways in which you all would like for this to be resolved. Again, I will let you know that this is a form of mediation where everyone can communicate openly, but the end result is not to find a resolution.
I would like to be given less assignments to complete or more time to complete the assignments given to me. I feel like I am very good at my job and do not want to leave because I feel overwhelmed and overworked.
Katia needs more time to complete her work assignments in order to feel more comfortable at work.
That's right.
I want to make sure we are all comfortable in the workplace. If the tension between Carola and Katia is resolved, I feel like things in the workplace will work better. Will be
So
better.
there will be a better work environment if things are less tense at work.
Yes.
I believe that Carola needs to be more aware of the way she speaks to her employees, especially Katia. I feel it will make you a better supervisor and treat your employees better.
In order to be a better supervisor, you feel like I need to be more conscious of the way I speak?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so does anyone else have something they would like to say or contribute?
No.
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 Okay, so in summation, I just wanted to review what we went over today. Katia asked for this meeting in order for us to mediate some of the issues you believe are occurring in the workplace. Everyone was able to speak about some of the issues and resolutions they would like to see. This was a very positive starting point for everybody. Now you can all move forward and try to implement a resolution. Thank you all for coming.
This is our second dialogue, and for this dialogue, we are using nonviolent communication. In this scenario, we have 3 employees who are a little unhappy with how their new manager is running the place. So a social worker came in to show them how nonviolent communication could help them resolve their issues.
Okay, so now we begin. Hello, my name is Jessica, and I'm the social worker employed by the corporate office. My role is to create a conversation between people and see if we can come to an understanding during hostile or otherwise difficult situations. Let's first start by introducing ourselves. We'll start with you.
Hello, my name is Katia. I'm an employee of this office and have been working here for 5 years.
Hello, my name is Melanie, and I am a senior employee of this office and have been working here for over 10 years.
Hello, my name is Brittany, and I have been employed with this company for about 2 years.
Hello, my name is Carola. I am a general manager of this office. I was hired for the role about 6 months ago.
Great, nice to meet everybody. You have been invited into this meeting because there have been several public disagreements between this group. Furthermore, many of you have self-reported on evaluations that you disagree with your direct management. My goal is to create open dialogue about the conflict that is occurring using a technique called nonviolent communication. Let me give you a little bit of information on how this technique is used. First, I'd like to hear from the employees about the observable behaviors your manager is doing that is upsetting you. Carola, for this exercise, I would first like for you to listen to the behaviors very intently. Connect with what your employees are saying, and then I will assist you in formulating a response using this technique. Employees, I would like you to state an observable action your manager is doing that is upsetting you. This behavior cannot be mixed with any of the danger words, which are diagnosis, denial, demand, or deserve. A diagnosing statement implies goodness or badness. Denial implies that we have to do something. Demanding is defined as trying to make someone else do something. And deserving means stating something that you feel you have earned. These are considered dangerous because they are judgments. When we use judgments in a conversation, it tends to disconnect us from identifying our own needs and causes the other person to become defensive. It also shuts down their willingness to listen. Katia, let's begin with your observation.
Well, my boss, Corolla, she overworks me.
Okay, that is not a specific observable behavior. Plus, the word overworked is an interpretation of your boss's motives and is not actually a feeling. Let's try that again by naming a specific action.
Okay. Corolla assigned me 5 more clients for me to try to sell the product to.
Yes, that is an observable behavior. Very good. Melanie, it's your turn to name an observable behavior that Corolla is doing.
Well, Corolla makes me feel inadequate.
Okay, I appreciate that you're trying to connect with a feeling, but the word inadequate falls into our dangerous D's category under denial of responsibility. Inadequate is a judgment based on what you think Corolla's behavior is. We will get to that part where we incorporate our feelings and needs. But for right now, I just want you to name an observable behavior. What is the specific action that Corolla does?
Okay, Corolla did not give me a grade of 100% on my employee review.
Okay, very good. That is a concrete observation. Brittany, it's your turn.
I think that Corolla talks too much at our sales meetings and doesn't let us say anything.
Okay, I need you to state an observable behavior without using a judgment. So the phrase talks too much is a judgment.
Okay, fine. I think that Corolla talks for an hour at sales meetings and does not ask if we have anything to say.
Okay, yes, that is an observable behavior. Good. Corolla, I know you are listening intently, and I want you to continue to do so. You will have time to respond to these statements in a moment. Katia, Melanie, and Brittany, it's now time to connect those observations to our emotions and our needs. Again, I want to remind you to connect with an emotion that does not fall into our dangerous D's category. Then I want you to use that emotion to tell me which of yours is not being met. In nonviolent communication, we acknowledge that every person has a basic need that needs to be met. When those needs are not met or not being met, that's when positive or negative emotions are felt. I will give you an example to help clarify. In my drive here today, another driver passed me at a faster rate than I was traveling. I felt afraid because my need for safety was not being met. Katia, let's start with you first. Based on your observation of Corolla's specific action, I want you to tell us how that makes you feel. I want you to use the format, I feel blank because my need for blank is not met.
Okay. I feel fatigued with taking on the extra clients because my need for consideration of time spent with my family is not being met.
Very good. That's an emotion clearly linked to an unmet need. Melanie, it's your turn.
Okay, well, I feel upset about the employee evaluation score because my need for self-worth was not met.
Again, very good. That takes your observation and links it with an emotion as well as an unmet need. Brittany, now I'd like for you to try.
I feel annoyed when Corolla talks for an hour at sales meetings because my need for expression at the meetings are not being met.
Okay, very good. That is also an appropriate way to state feelings and needs based on the nonviolent communication model. Now that we have identified our emotions and linked them with our needs, it's time to turn these unmet needs into requests. These requests will be stated to Corolla, and I will help her clarify the requests. Turning our emotions and unmet needs into a request can be the most difficult part or component of nonviolent communication and may take some practice. Oftentimes, we are requesting someone else to help meet our needs. We only want them to comply with our requests. Compliance should not be the only goal. Our goal with using this technique is to create an open dialogue where we connect with each other and can empathize with the person's response to that request. With that said, I'd now like for you to turn your need into a request using clear, concise requests. Katia, let's start with your request first.
I wish you wouldn't give me so many sales clients, Corolla.
Okay, Katia, that is a request, but I would like for you to use positive language. It is more beneficial to the openness of communication to make a request for what you do want and why, rather than what you do not want.
Okay, I understand now. I would like for you to delegate some sales clients to other employees so I could spend more time with my family.
Yes, that is clearly requesting a need. Let's have you make a request based on your unmet need. Melanie.
I would like to review my employee evaluation with you so I can understand my score on the evaluation.
Very good. That's a great way to request something using nonviolent communication. Brittany, how about your request?
Carola, I would like for you to allot 10 minutes of each meetings for me and other employees to share our ideas and opinions.
That is also a great way to utilize this technique to make a request. Now, Carola, I know that you have been listening intently to your employees' feelings and their requests. First, I'd like to ask you, what does the word empathy mean to you?
Empathy is being able to relate to others and thinking or feeling.
Yes, that is absolutely what empathy is. And when we practice this, it certainly helps to make other people feel understood and shows that you are taking their unmet needs seriously. With nonviolent communication, we want to be present and apply our unique empathy to each situation. Another way we display our understanding of others' requests is by paraphrasing the request for clarity. Carola, did you understand your employee's requests, or would you like them to take the time to clarify?
Yes, I would like to clarify a little bit more with Melanie. I'm going to rephrase your feelings and request to make sure that I fully understand what you need from me. Melanie, are you feeling hurt because you would have like more appreciation on your employee evaluation for the overtime hours you worked 2 weeks ago?
Yes, that is exactly how I feel.
Okay, if you're available, we can meet in my office Wednesday at 1 p.m. to go over the evaluation together and make remedies as needed.
I appreciate you listening to my request.
Katia, do you feel like I'm giving you more responsibility and your need for self-care is not being met?
Yes, this is how I feel. I really value spending time with my family, and on days I am not leaving the office until 6 p.m. My need for closeness with my young children are not being met.
I understand. I have 2 young children myself, and I would feel unhappy if my need for closeness with my children were not being met. Let me review everyone's caseload on the floor and see if I can delegate clients to several other people so I'm not overwhelming one person.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Okay, so based on my observation of your dialogue, I believe that you have a good understanding on nonviolent communication and how to use it. You are openly expressing your feelings and needs and listening with empathy. I will leave a few guides with you that will help each of you identify specific feelings, the format for requesting a need, and a few tips on how to be present in the moment and listen with empathy. If everyone here feels like they were able to express themselves and feel more connected with each other's humanness, then today was a huge success. Thank you so much for having me, and I wish you the best of luck in continuing your communication with nonviolent communication.